Russell invitation. Sitting on the throne alone, I am your host, Hank Russell. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been blessed these last couple of days as far as who I've gotten on this show, because those of you who watched me last night, I talked to Damian DeBell, the heavyweight champion, and this guy tonight is an up and coming, contender, and he's got a lot to prove, I believe, in his next match. Tonight, I have my guest is Aaron the Colossus Turner. Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, man, thank you for coming on, man. I'm so glad to have you, and I'm looking forward to watching your bout next week. It's very interesting, and I told you just briefly a minute ago before we got on the air that one of the things that makes this interesting about the fact that I just interviewed the heavyweight champ last night, and one of my questions is why was Nate, your opponent Nate, put on the back burner, for the title shot, because he's number 2 contender, correct?
Correct.
And Wes Minna is technically the 3rd contender, and so they've given you the number 2 contender. Do you feel that, like, if you were to beat Nate Turner, that it would automatically give you a title shot?
Going against Nate Bernard is definitely a huge opportunity. He's the number 2 ranked. I would say for me is I think I still got a little bit more to prove if I were to get the victory over Nate, just because I'm ranked number 7. They kind of, how they do it with Power Slap, they kind of put you through the rankings a little bit. So for me, I got to knock out my first bout ever. I went against the number 4 ranked. I knocked him out. They put me on number 7, and then I faced the number 6, which is Wes Minna. We went to a decision. He won by decision. So I think what is the reason why he's number 2 is because they really see him as the gatekeeper, and that Power Slap has a lot of faith in Nate Bernard, obviously, of who he is, his following, his background, his athletic background, just the person that he is. He's a tough contender. So I think, winning over Nate would definitely move me up the rankings. I don't think it would give me an automatic title shot. I think I got another match or 2 to really prove myself.
Yeah, and I'm looking at you. I mean, it has a nice ring to it. Heavyweight champion, Aaron the Colossus Turner, but it has a good ring to it. I like that. I'm not partial to anybody who wins the title, but it also, you're ranked number 7 right now, correct?
Correct.
I think it would definitely put you in the top 3 at least, depending on how Damian's matchup goes next Friday night. Of course, yeah. We'll see how that works, and I have all the faith in the world that this heavyweight division is going to just keep growing and getting more exciting. And I think the reason why that is because Nate was number 2, but I asked Damian why he was not up for a title, or why or Nate Bernard, was up for a title. And he was like, well, they're not really looking for rematches right now. They're not looking for rematches. They're wanting to bring fresh faces in as far as like who the contenders are and stuff like that. So you could definitely put yourself in that mix within the next year.
No, I agree 100%. I definitely feel like I can. Just, right now, the only thing I'm focused on is Nate Bernard next Friday.
I know. And I keep calling him by your last name. I'm just
all good.
I'm just out of it. But no, my thing too is that the sport, by this time next year, the sport is pretty popular right now. 6.5 million followers on Instagram. A lot of traction and good vibes and stuff like that are coming behind this, with some exceptions. That being said, I think that when you come up for a title shot, depending on what happens to you next Friday, of course, and I know it won't be the last, regardless of what happens, I think that you will be in the mix there when the sport gets even bigger than it is now. So you're coming in at a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
So where are you from?
So I was born and raised in Portland, Oregon. Both my parents. My father was in law enforcement. My mother was an attorney. Grew up with 2 sisters. So definitely grew up with humble beginnings, with both parents in my life, both different backgrounds. Sure. And I have a big athletic background. I played football all through college, a little bit after college, So I'm always an active guy. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'7", 6'8" on a good day. So I definitely have some size to me. And I felt like, just my presence made in the heavyweight division, like, shocks a lot of people. So I think, definitely with this sport is definitely growing. And I definitely could see myself, doing it for quite some time. And I could see myself, in the long run for a title shot.
Yeah. And I did look at your stats about being 6'7" and your reach. I don't have it off the top of my head what your reach is, but I think that could maybe give you an advantage as far as the defensive end. Like I'm hearing that Dumpling is wanting to go down to heavyweights, but he's like 5'9" if I'm not mistaken.
I've never met him in person, but he's about 5'9", 5'10" from what I've heard.
Yeah,
so he's a pretty short, stocky dude.
You're right, he is, and he's trying to move down to heavyweight, and from what I hear, at least, and if that's misinformation, then I apologize in advance to those watching at the home. But I was under the impression that he's dropped like 200 pounds or something like that, 150 pounds. He just keeps losing weight. And
the Crazy Hawaiian. That's who we were referring to. Crazy Hawaiian. He's the one that dropped weight.
Well, I thought Dumpling did too.
No, I'm not sure. I think he throws about 370 or something like that. Crazy Hawaiian is moving down to the heavyweight right now. He's about 270, 265 where he's supposed to be. He had a injury that happened, ACL, MCL, and some other stuff to his knee, and he's out for about 12 weeks. So, But he was originally scheduled to face Damien DeBell for the title, but West Meadows the next man up. So,
right. I was just like I said, I thought that Dumpling too. I mean, I keep hearing about these a few super heavyweights who have dropped a tremendous amount of weight since then. My information could be incorrect. I mean, I'm on the outside looking in. I'm not, one of these days I hope to be in the press box of Power Slap. But that's what I'm hoping, so that I can actually get a little bit more accurate information. But all of mine on the outside coming in, So my thing is that about this sport, there is a lot of outside criticism of it, of it being kind of simplistic and downright barbaric and insane. What do you think about that?
I mean, I wouldn't disagree. It's definitely a crazy, insane sport, but we're very blessed by Dana White that has provided us with professional referees. Like we have professional staffing, we have professional doctors that take good care of us and make sure that that we're well taken care of. So. It's not bush league by any means. I think for some people that aren't a fan of it, I think they should really go to an event before they judge it. Because obviously when you see it online, this is absolutely ridiculous. I don't see how this could go any longer. You can get brain damage, CTE, but we really do focus on the safety of the competitors as well, like where you strike, how you strike, because there's definitely things that can really, really happen. But so far, there hasn't been any too much serious injuries or anything like that, only minor. And we have really good, professionals. We got doctors that take good care of us. They check us after matches. They check us before matches. Because if we're not, good to go, then they're just basically going to call off the match. So they've really done a great job of making sure that we're set medically.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, there is some skill behind it as far as when I was talking to Damien last night, I thought the powder was more for traction, right? But they say it's better to have it on your hand so it marks where you slapped them, so the referee could see better.
Yes.
And I did not know that. I had just never thought about that. I've watched since the second. I started watching during the second, and I haven't missed one since. And I don't recall the commentator mentioning that. But then again, that's probably not something they're going to mention that often, though.
No, not at all. And the thing is, the powder, it definitely shows you the marks. And a couple of coaches have come up with the strategy of, and Wolverine did this. He's also a vet in this sport, like Damien DeBell.
Yeah.
He's gone, basically just kind of wetting up the towel and then wiping it off our faces so our strikers can't see where they hit us.
Yeah.
So it's kind of also it could be a dead giveaway. It's okay, I hit him there, now I got to hit him just a little bit closer to the soft spot.
It's funny you mentioned Wolverine. I've actually wrote him. I'm trying to get in touch with him right now to see if he'll come on as well. I've always wanted to talk to him.
He's a tough guy to get in touch with, but he'd definitely be down for one.
The irony is that I have family where he was raised. So
okay.
I have family where he was raised, and so Mountain Home, Arkansas, and I've been trying to contact him, but That dude's tough as nails, man. He broke his hand, if I'm not mistaken, he hurt his hand really bad during his bout last 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it got I think he sustained some sort of injury. I'm not sure how severe it is, but just hopefully it's nothing too serious.
No, I mean, and to the best of my knowledge, there was no clubbing on his end either. So it's, I don't see him being out long. It's just, for all we know, it could have been like a blood vessel or even a stretched tendon or something like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I don't pretend to be an expert at this sport because, like I was telling you off air, I've been covering sports and particularly combat sports for nearly 20 years. But this is a whole different ball game. Like I'm 16. I was a teenager when I first watched UFC in 1999.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a 16-year-old again watching this. I'm like, this is very compelling. I hope that they do not do anything to saturate the sports. That's what I worry.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about people saying that, like, and this is me more saying it, the media saying this? What would you say if I call this more of a spectacle than a sport at this point?
I think they'd be very disrespectful to call it that. Like, again, it's a wild sport. I think there's a lot of people that say the same thing about the UFC. Like there's people that are fighting each other and could possibly hurt each other for money. I think this is just a lot different. This is just more like an opportunity for, people like us, whether from combat sports, we've been athletes before, haven't been athletes before, to really just really grow in this sport, really. And it's really taken off. Like you said, there's 6.5 million, followers, billions of views. Dana White has really given us a platform for us to be successful. For me, I'm a certified bodyguard. I'm a private investigator. So it's really helped me to do a lot of freelance stuff, work with celebrities, working with athletes and stuff like that. Like it's helped me with that. So, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's more of a spectacle. It's definitely a sport. We really train for this sort of sport, because you could be the strongest in the world, you could be the biggest, but if you don't have the technique, you just don't have it. And for some people, if you just cannot take a strike like that, I mean, it's not made for a lot of people. So it's definitely huge for us.
And I need to explain myself about that. The reason why. I remember when I watched UFC, and this is like late 90s. The first time I watched it was late 90s. It was kind of the thing about the cage and the two guys going at it without, any limitations as far as like style. Like you could do everything from dirty boxing to, submissions and, trying to, choke or break a limb or anything like that. And there was that element of kind of like that Wolverine inside the X-Men in the 2000 movie X-Men, Yeah. And that's that sort of element. So when I say that it's a spectacle, it's like, it's so new and so fresh now. It's only been around for like a few years, and it's a very big spectacle, almost like I'm trying to think of how to say it, almost like seeing things that you've never seen before, which is two guys competitively striking at each other until one either goes down or you're trying to do it to the point that the judges put in your decision. So
right. Mm-hmm.
And that's what I mean by spectacle. I mean, I absolutely do see it as a sport, but I see it as a spectacle right now more because it's kind of the new thing right now. It's the fresh thing, Mm-hmm. There will come a day, though, and I don't want it to do this. Like the UFC, to me, is very saturated right now.
It is.
It's very saturated. Like when I came up, you had pay-per-views once every 3 months, and then all of a sudden they'd have it once a month, which is fine.
Yeah.
And then they would have it like once a month. Then they'd have a UFC fight night like every 3 months.
Yeah.
And now the thing is on almost every weekend. It's just it's very saturated, and I don't want Power Slap to do that because Power Slap is getting a lot of attention, good or bad. So what do you? So is that what you're going to do for a living right now? Is that what you do when you're not power slapping right now? Is do the bodyguard work and the,
Yeah. So it's just for me, it's just so much of just like definitely a sport. I like to stay active. I even play basketball on the side and stuff like that. I just actually
Mm-hmm.
got down to the pro AM game for my city. So
Oh,
and also the
nice.
thing about Power Slap is really like opened up. My city of just like people that know me and stuff like that. It's like, oh, that's Aaron and stuff like that. Cool guy. More people are knowing about me. My following is going up and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah.
definitely giving me the recognition. And I know for some people, it's just like, who would want to get slapped? Who would want to get this? I'm like, okay, well, come to a power slap and you'll see why. And, majority of the time, people have really liked it. So I definitely hope that power slap stays for a while. And I definitely understand might one day it might go down, maybe it won't. But I think this is just the beginning, and I'm very fortunate to be a part of it.
Very cool. So, and I'm happy for you. I really am. I mean, how did you discover Power Slap? Or okay, well, technically, you probably discovered it when it was already started, right?
Yes.
Okay. How did you get involved in it?
For me, it was just, I seen a couple things going on, and I think just one day I was just like, you know what? I've seen some people that I know that have gone on it. I wonder how easy it is to access. I saw the website. Again, I'm an active dude. I'm a competitive guy. I saw it. I go, okay. Well, obviously, you could sign up for it. So I signed up for it, set up my background, everything like that. And then, like 3 weeks later, Erica hits me up and goes, hey, like, we have Power Slap coming on. And I'm kind of bummed I missed out on the Dubai event. It was Slap 9. They said, hey, like, would you like to do Power Slap 9? And it was going to be in Dubai. I was like, well, I think I need to be more prepared. They go,
Yeah.
okay, we'll just do Vegas. And ironically, my parents live in Las Vegas, so it was a perfect setup for sure. So I decided to do Power Slap 10 in Vegas, and that's how it
Yeah.
happened.
Right. I was just thinking that was the one that I saw you do was Power Slap 10.
Hmm.
That was the one I saw. I don't recall what was your first. What was your first one?
First one was Power Slap 10. My
Okay.
second one was Power Slap 12. So
Okay. Your second. Okay. The Power Slap. Okay. So one you had lost at 10, or right? You lost at 10, or did you lose at 12?
I won at 10. I lost at 12 by decision.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I couldn't remember because that was what, like 3 months ago now.
Yeah, 3 months ago. We're past that.
Oh, that's hey man. I'm really looking forward. I mean, I'm hoping that everything goes in your favor this time. But I was I talked to Anthony Blackburn,
Hmm.
and they had mentioned on the air that his neck had gotten thicker since his last bout. Is that a
Hmm.
strategy you work on?
Oh, without a doubt. Blackburn has actually. I've gone to talk to him a few times about technique because obviously guys that are vets in the game, especially Blackburn, who's also a champion. You
Mm-hmm.
definitely want to get as much information as you can, and he's really focused a lot on his strike, but mostly he is known for his defense. He's a hard dude to put down. I think out of all his fights, he's never gone down. He's been stumbled like maybe once or twice, but that dude can literally take any slap. I think he could take any slap from his weight class and up, and he would do just fine and like have a smile on his face. So he's definitely helped a lot with my technique and given me some wisdom himself. And I know he couldn't, he didn't have to, but he did.
I It's not in my best interest to say this, but I think that he will have the title for a very long time in his division.
I could see that. He's definitely worked on his craft. He works on it all the time. He's just a motivated dude. He's a hell of an athlete. He's a great dude overall. So I can definitely see him being champion for a while. He's a hard dude to beat.
Yeah. And you've got a very doable challenge next week. I mean,
I
that's
do.
what I think it's very doable. I think that you could be, with especially with your reach and height. I mean, I forgot how tall dude is, but I'm like, he's probably significantly shorter than you, right?
Make it like a couple inches or so. He's 6'5", 6'4", maybe, so like a 3 inch difference.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that
So
makes sense.
he's still hitting up a little bit, so it would be a little
Yeah.
bit tough.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that was the one thing that I believe that I think that was one of the disadvantages from Dumplin when he had his fight. He had to kind of reach up a little bit.
Yeah,
I know it went to a decision, but I think unfortunately, I think when you have to slap up, you have to finish it because it's hard to get the judges to look at you correctly.
exactly. Yeah, no, I agree.
I think you have the advantage. I really do, and I can't believe that. You know, I just can't believe that you're 6'7", and how much do you weigh?
I'm 265, 263.
Oh, so do you have to cut weight?
I had to cut a little bit of weight. My first match, I cut like 15 pounds. In my second, I kind of got lazy and I gained like 22 pounds, so I cut 22 pounds. And this one was a good cut. It was I only had to cut like 8 pounds, so it was easy for me.
But you haven't weighed in yet, though, right?
I weighed in actually before this interview, so I'm actually 265 on the dot. So I came prepared. I came prepared.
Oh, nice! I didn't know
Yeah.
that they weighed you in so early.
So I weigh in personally when we get there to like the hotel. They do have an open weight room where they like just have us weigh in. So it is nice that they set that up for us, just in case athletes that cut during the week, they know where they're at before we get to weigh-ins, which is the night before our fights. So
Right.
it's nice to have that.
Right, but the weight doesn't count until you weigh the day before, right?
Yes, that's
The
correct.
the reason why I'm asking is because I see these fighters over the years and stuff like that, and they cut weight and everything like that, and they used to not let you. They used to actually weigh in at the event that night, but they had a big show and everything like that. Now these guys are weighing in at like 10 o'clock that morning, so they have like a 36-hour window to rehydrate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it because, like, when I weigh in the morning and I make my weight, the next day I'm going to be 10 pounds where I just was, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, and I never realized it until Anthony Blackburn pointed this out to me. But your brain needs to get rehydrated too because you're taking the smack.
Right, exactly.
But I can't imagine. So, what do you eat before the fight?
Oh man, so we're gonna be in New Orleans. So usually when I'm in Vegas, because most people in Vegas, I go to this Italian restaurant that my dad definitely loves, and I love it too. It's called Buca di Beppo. It's a big Italian place. They give you big plates of pasta,
Yeah,
bread, and stuff like that. So he just goes, you know what? If you're gonna go somewhere, go to Buca di Beppo. And I kind of, during Power Slap Week, I kind of do things on my own, but I've definitely gained some friends from it. So. I was planning on just making a reservation, going on my own, and I had like 5, 6 other people with me, just chowing down on a bunch of food because they have big plates. Like they give you big plates of food. It's like enough to feed like 3 to 4 people. So it was perfect. It was awesome. So a good time. But now that I'm going to New Orleans, you definitely got to try the gumbo, and you definitely got to have some fish and stuff like that, some good stuff. So
yeah,
definitely gonna pig out right after weigh-ins and face-offs. So it'll be exciting. I'll be excited once I make weight. I'm like, good, I get to eat now.
I know. I'm only 5 hours away from New Orleans,
Okay.
so I am pissed that I can't get down there because the tickets. I think the tickets are getting a little expensive now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the pricing is now, but who knows?
Yeah, like I said, one of the things I'm hoping that I get to be able to work millions in some form of media fashion one day, or and Power Slap and work with them, and hopefully, that I'll be able to go to one of these things because I'm not saying it's a bucket list, but it's something I really want to do is just go see one of these live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's different live. It is totally different live.
Yeah, and I do like how they kind of make it almost like a spectacle with the podium coming out the floor. It's like, get ready for Power Slap.
Yeah, exactly. It's awesome.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't imagine it being anything but exciting to be there. And I forgot what her name is. I need to look her up real quick. And I met a woman power slapper about end of May, I think it was. And let me see if I got her. It'll come to me. She was sitting in the crowd during the last one, but I met her. We did an event. We did a mixed martial art event, and her boyfriend was in the main event, or the co-main event, should I say?
Paige Van Zandt.
Do what?
Was it Paige Van Zandt?
I wish it was Paige Van Zandt.
Probably Jackie Cataline then.
That's it. That's her, Jackie Cataline. Because
she's awesome. She's great. She really gets well. She's well known for her background of like mixed martial arts and stuff like that. And she was a hell of a wrestler back in the day. So she's she's awesome. She's dope. She's always give good coaching points as well. She's very technical what she does. So She's amazing. She's
Do
amazing. She's awesome.
Do you know Paige Van Zant?
Very shortly, briefly. She was on an opposite team from me, so I actually got to do one event with her. It was a good time. It was just a bunch of people I hadn't seen before, like KO Chris. That was nice to see. A couple other people. I mean, Wolverine being your coach. Everybody especially a fan like me that's watched Power Slap from the beginning. I mean, that's definitely a guy you want in your corner. So it was awesome to have him as well.
Yeah. Like I said, if there was a way to contact Wolverine, I'd try to have him on, because
I'll take care of that for you. I'll be sure to take care of that for you.
Are you sure? I appreciate that. That would mean a lot.
Sure.
I mean,
absolutely.
And oh man, my dad, he's a huge Power Slap fan. He's like, get Wolverine on and tell cousin Kim and all of them, because they're over in his city. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of my colleagues, as far as media goes, they don't have a lot of respect for Power Slap. Excuse my language, but I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna be like, fuck y'all. Then I'll be the Power Slap guy, because I love it. And I want to, and my goal now is to get as many Power Slap competitors on my show as possible, because all of you have this stuck up, old school, mentality. And I'm like, no, this is something new, and you better get on board with it. Okay, you don't want to get on board with it? I'll get on board with it.
Right.
And I can tell my grandkids that I interviewed these guys when the pioneers of this sport.
Right.
Whether you know it or not, you're a pioneer in this sport. You're within the first 10 years of its inception.
Right. Exactly.
So, I mean, one day I'm going to be talking about, I remember interviewing Aaron Colossus Turner, one of the pioneers of this sport.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And they're missing out on that by stubbing their nose up. Well, it's not a real sport,
right.
And it really irritates me, because there was one point in time where they thought that mixed martial arts was too barrack and wasn't a real sport.
Exactly.
Which I agree, it was more of a spectacle because of the cage and the kind of the freestyle way of fighting and stuff like that. But so what? I mean, and that's what I'm trying to get.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. I definitely agree with that. That's awesome.
That's why I'm hoping that, hope maybe somehow TKO or Dana White or anybody looks at me. It's like, hey, I'm one of the guys who backed you up on this. I'm hoping that it helps one day, but we'll see. Yeah. We'll see.
Right. Time will tell.
Exactly. I love it. It's become my favorite sport now. See. And I was like, I'm like you, man. I played sports too. Obviously I'm a little older than you are. How old are you now?
28.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a little older than you. So my body my mind is telling me no, and my body is also telling me no. So
right. It does.
It's like, honestly, if I was 25 years old, I would probably competed in Power Slap.
Mm-hmm.
Now at my age, I'm like, I'm good.
I'm good. It's like I'm good. I've gone through it all. I'm good.
Well, I just don't know if I could do it. Physically do it. It's like, who's the oldest Power Slapper?
I think it's Vern Cathy. He's 40, 41.
Yeah. I'm 41.
Yeah. I mean, he does it. So, I mean.
Yeah. Well, just because you put a pair on my mom does not make her my dad. I'm not going to do it.
Exactly. Right. Right. Yeah. No, Vern Cathy, I think, is the oldest one. He's going to be on the card, too. So that's going to be a banger, too.
Yeah. I've got the card in front of me as we're talking. So it's definitely one of those things where I'm definitely. Hold on one second. Check on that. Sorry, one of my connections. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, man. We're having some technical issues.